guys. Hello guys and welcome. Alright, I've now managed to get the chat sorted. What a miracle that is. Thank you if you did like randomly come in and that was a bit of a disaster to begin with, but it's alright, we've made it past. Alright. Everything is looking good. When you do pop in, I'm not entirely sure on the viewer numbers, but when you do drop in, just, yeah, quick hello, and if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I'm just trying to figure out if the volume settings are all good. So, yeah. Gonna start off with Sorc tank right now, and then go from there. See if the queues are working today. They're working now. Earlier today they were being a bit silly, so that wasn't so good. Hi Snuffle Dragon, how you going? Nice to have you here. Excellent. And then I also have to figure out how to someone declined. I have to also figure out how to get rid of that initial stream video that I posted. I haven't even checked it's actually titled properly. Let's have a look. While I am queuing. Healer's still waiting to ready up. Alrighty. Yeah, hi Cola. So if I just go to my channel, I'll have a look and see whether there's multiple like videos going on at the same time or whether it's just one stream. So it did do separate. I need to figure out how to delete the recent activities on that one. It should be okay. Cradle of Shadows. What a random. Fun. Gonna try and get. I don't know how to get rid of that old stream. I just have to leave it like that, I think. Alright, we're here. Looks like my good group as well. Sweet. Alrighty. Cradle of Shadows. So this one, the two-handers are especially scary. Just make sure you grab them first whenever you're doing this place. The Death Strikers do a lot of damage. That heavy attack will just one-shot most DPS. It's a quick way to miss out on your speedrun. So once again, just grabbing the Death Striker and bring them in. Grab the rest. It's quite a large pack. Are those aggroed as well? Yeah, they are. With the statue, you can hold on the statue, but it also will despawn when the ads are down, so it really just depends. Cool. All good. So one of the things you can do with the Sorc tank as well, especially with the changes, you can layer the CC, so that after the immobilization is applied, you can then stun them. It's a nice combo, and Ball Streak's actually quite good. I think it's underutilized. Okay. And also you can do stuff like this, like you can negate them, pull them into the negate, and it's like an easy way of dealing with multiple ads at once. The ones that do get like pulled in won't get like CC straight away, but once your immunity comes off, it will apply. It's better to get them immobilized in there first though. Perfect. Another great part about Sorc tank as well is the amazing self-heals. Sustain is pretty crazy. They nerfed it recently. The clan for heal, when you had major vitality applied from shattering, like the immobilization effect here, when you applied that and got major vitality, you could heal like 50k on a crit. Heal like your entire health bar. It was legitimately crazy. Yeah, we just drag him to the end. Oh, they're all coming in. They're up in here, here. Alrighty. It's like spam chains to get them in. Another thing you can do is like jump on terrain to get over hitboxes. It's quite useful. Alright. That's everything. Cool. Let's go. Sometimes this will also get stuck in animation, depending. Yeah, perfect. Once again, you can jump over, pull them in. And your immobilization will not proc. Alright, we have to move. Stun that. And everyone else just be running. We can just like negate this here. Make life easier, and then after that we can just head over to the other side. Activate. Should be right. See if we can just nuke it down though. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Let's have a look. We'll just get that way. People are gonna probably, yeah, big heals. The other option we had there, but we're not on comms, is just to run to the left. It's not a problem though. Once again, the heals are really, really good. I'll just keep going, I think. Probably just kill them while here, honestly. They're stacked well enough. Pull the rest in. That one there was a bit unfortunate. Didn't want to pull, even though the animation went through. There we go. It's a bit late, but it's okay. The rest of them will just catch up slowly. Yeah, he's putting the rest of the spotters here. Fair enough. What's the line of sighting them back this way? They'll just all run through. Once again, guys, if you're tuning in, any questions, much appreciated. I'm happy to talk about any class, any tank. Generally speaking, I should have the ability to talk about something regardless of topic. If not, I can tell you the best place to go. Alright, my Warhorn. Important you block that when you're tanking it. And then it'll teleport soon after this. It'll go to a random place. So it has to be interrupted as well. So that's the interruption done. And the brazier's lit. And then you just want to face it away. It's a cleave, so perfect. All the ads are here, and then it's going to cast again, and it's going to teleport to, let's have a look. Ah, perfect. Just lock the lad again. He's good. Sweet. How are the audio levels? Everything alright? Just double checking with everybody, make sure the music, audio, etc. is going well. Once again, you want to stack them on the statue. Mobilize them there and then just AoE down. Sweet. Spider boss next. Bullhorn. This boss drags you in and does like a big AoE, so when it does it you just have to, well, you can bolt streak out or you can, okay, it's gonna do it now. So the AoE will happen from its fate. If you stand in it you will die. Alright, next boss. This boss is super fun. I like how it's designed. You can chain in all of the ads on the outside and you just literally stand there. It's super easy. Where are my friends going? Alright, bit of roleplay to go for first. Ah, rest in peace. Alright. Here we go. Also has a cleave that this boss does, so DPS do have to be careful. Alright, it's gonna go into activation phase. Excellent. Here they go. Just grab them all. Run them in. Easy peasy. That's it. Done. It's very satisfying though for some reason. Okay. Next phase, you just follow where they land. Grab them. So again, you just run them in. When they're within range, they will consume. And that's it. What? Okay, this is where I'm going to get CC'd. It's important you just make sure you're not standing in a rune when it happens. And they have to bash, otherwise you die. Let's hope they bash. Aye, perfect. Bash! Okay, that was... I don't know I'm saying bash, they're not on comms, but yeah, that was close-ish, but it's okay. Now once again. Grab them. One's far side. Just run them in between. Yeah, consumed, perfect. And just execute. Let's have a look. Bash? He's not gonna bash, is he? No. It's all over. Rest in peace. Oh wait, I didn't die. I didn't die from that? What's going on with that? That's bizarre. Surely I should have died, unless they've changed how that mechanic works. Big DPS. Okay, that was that was too close for comfort. My lord. I found that really weird it didn't die though from the heavy attack. Perhaps scaling has just changed so much in the years that doesn't do much damage. Wait for our buddy. He's coming now. So these do like an AoE spit. It's really important that you don't stand in it and it gets like split like that. I really just... I'm not. Alright. Once again, just taunt this one first. The rest can be CC'd later, just so that the spit is not hitting. Grab them. Cool. But this bit here, sometimes like people want to run past. Oh, it's just turned around automatically. Yeah, they're gonna die. It's a shame. The animation, I'm literally about to say, sometimes it'll turn around and just blast everybody, so DPS have to run past quick. Imagine it happening right then. So yeah, it's really important. These are like the most crucial ads to make sure you're facing away. Nothing else will really kill your group. Otherwise, there's just, yeah, just this ad here. Get down. Heavy sack. Nice. Cool. They should change how this works. It doesn't quite work the same way anymore. Try to face it away. Ah, not quite. He's okay there, just. I'm gonna grab that one. Target out of range. Fine. Face them both this way. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. Ish. Cool. Alright, this one's also, I'm just gonna like pull it to the side here, so it spits there, that way there's no chance. Door should be the, is he bugged out again? This always happens. It's been like 3 years and this guy still bugs out in the top there. He will come back eventually. Ah, cool. Nice. Alright. This boss, importantly, you use your ults as quickly as possible. I'm gonna just pop Warren straight off cooldown under here. Doing hard mode is probably not advisable. Ah, first start trying to explode. The other one's there as well. Make sure we get the lights. Nice, vulnerability applied. Was good timing on the ult there by the Necromancer. Sweet. Alright, and do people got the light? I'm just gonna check. Yeah, they do. We're good. Alright, aim this guy. Does he know where he's going? Okay. I'm just gonna lead the way then, if he's not sure. Let's have a let's go this way. Why not? Yeah, no, the door's shut. It's tragic, let's keep going. Should be good. Door's open. Excellent. That would have been tragic if we went all the way to our side and it was actually the door that was farthest on the left. How's he going? Needs a bit of help. There we go. Probably gonna steal my ult when we go down. Just gonna pause for a second. Wait for it, and then yeah, we can go. Yeah, it did. Took mine as expected. Unfortunately, the ultimate cost is just high. Ah, the debuff ball's nasty, nasty. Alright, second wave Atronax. Have to kill these quick. And dodge roll. Alright. You should. Alright, I've synergized it, we're good. Get stamina back when I'm free here. Oh wait, I didn't synergize it, he must have at the same time. Alright. It's taking a while. Is he okay? Nah, he's got snared. You guys are waiting, excellent. Pop the Warhorn just to go down. It probably didn't hit everybody, but it's alright. Rather that than the boss going to phase. And the boss is gonna die now. Pretty quick. Oh. That was close. Excellent. Ah, motif. Alright, cool. Not a bad little group there, that was good. Thanks, Aquila. Alright, time for some DK, which is probably my favourite tank. All in all, I'd say. Let's have a look. It's another random bit, I think.
You are not yourself, Orion. Let me help you.
Help yourself, Cradle.
Ha.
Wait.
Healer's AFK. This. Okay, good. That was really bad for me, particularly. Just do this anyways. Jag tror så är det såna här spawn. Damn, tänker du?
What is it that you have to go?
You get one soon. Grab them when possible. No stun animation. Interrupted. Okay. These Orgrams will cast. Spine now. I got a couple of charge. Sound like it. The fact that charges still hit you like behind the hitbox is quite funny. This boss is always fun, especially if they don't interrupt the, or not interrupt, but synergize the web cocoon. Can get a bit risky. Okay. Someone's been lightning, they have to kite it out of the group. Yeah, nice. I wonder if there's a projectile it can be. That's been a something, anyways. I'll try and dodge roll it if it comes to me. That's not the animation there, it's like a spinning animation. It's been assigned to him again. Okay. Right. Excellent. Checking chat periodically every so often, but if you do hop in and you're not, if I'm a bit quiet, just let me know. Happy to answer any questions at all. Nah, still just two. Nobody's coming in. I'll stop the stream after this. Yeah. Alright. Well, the problem is, I wish it was like a live counter I could easily see, so I could see if someone hops in. The tragedy when like I'm being quiet, because no questions, and then someone hops in, it's like, what's going on? Resident Sleeper stream. Might be have Warren up shortly. my horn. These guys just like respawn constantly, so like chaining them in is really sort of pointless. You just want to kill the boss. They don't really do much damage anyways, and like applying a bit of damage to them. If they're ignored, we'll get aggro, so works out that way. Just.
My husband's journal mentions a ritual that brought the Daedra performed out in the rain. Only a few footprints on the grounds, so let's seek them out.
Ebon sword, not bad.
You're a tenacious lot. If you insist, I'll be happy to feed you to the blade.
Alright, let's have a look. Oh, they ran out of loot in the chest. It's like, oops, wait, they got a wish friend. That is a tragedy. Alrighty, grab the ogre, yeah. To be honest, I shouldn't have won AFK then. It's my bad. Let's have a look. Ash. Pop Warhorn. It's a shame that guy, he must have died accidentally and then wish friended. It's a shame. The Ogrim's gonna spawn more. Here they come. Grab 2 under first. Interrupt Cauterizer and then we're good. Now these ones here that spawn can't be changed, so you just always run to them. The only other option is to like line of sight at like range and then you can pull them. I'll shoot, I mean. Like, if you just run away, or like follow, you can like what the melee's doing. The range will do them eventually as well. Alright. Alrighty. More ads, make sure you just grab these 2 hunters. They can be like, they can't be chained, but they can be that's bad. Always do that when I like look around trying to get chains. Assume that you're fine, and most of the time it works, but occasionally you will get hit. It's okay though. Ah, CC I mean. There we go. Alright. Alright. Pop Warhorn. This stuff doesn't really matter because like, you should really not pop too much. Just want to get stats back to full. It will then despawn and spawn into the final boss, which is a Lambrous Amalgam, which is, you know, the amalgamation of both of them, as the name implies. Alright. Boss spawns. Do like a large stomp when it spawns, so you want to be like a little bit away to avoid it. Here it will come. I think it's roughly, yeah, I was roughly correct on the radius. Alright, so ads are coming in. Chain them. Also with chains, sometimes if they can't be chained in properly, they will just get like initial aggro, kind of what I covered in my last video. So it can be useful to chain ads even if they're chainable, like immunity. They can't like be chained. Notable like examples of that are like the cats and Vimo. If you chain them, the large cats, they will briefly reassign aggro and then go back to their target, as otherwise they can't be taunted, so it can be helpful. And yeah, the stomp, you need to watch out. These skeletons that spawn, stand them as well. You like stack and burn, you know, a lot of the newer stuff is really stack and burnish, so sort of how it is. Alright, Warren again. Just for last 10%. Hey, Warren and the ult from Necromancer, nice, nice. I'd like to see that. Max burn. Alright, I'm gonna check for chests quickly in this room, and then head back through. Alright, not seeing anything. So, just gonna head this way. It'll be like a portal. Have to fight a few ads, and then yeah. It's not overly hard, it'll just spawn here. So if you run really quick, you can get right to the spawn, and that way you avoid having to stack them back up. Like so. Luckily there's no real conals in this dungeon, so it doesn't really matter which way you face them. The only one is the archer, but you can interrupt it. It's interesting that everyone was coming here, so we're getting loot. And Atronak. That got a heavy attack off just as I was about to die. That is unlucky. Yeah, thanks Aquila. I mean, look, it's not really, what I do is, you know, it's not super difficult. A little bit of it, like, learning the dungeons, you know what to taunt first, and even though I make mistakes all the time, so it's a work in progress. Thanks for your comment though. I think that everyone can, yeah, everyone can tank with a bit of practice. Most of it is learn after just grinding dungeons for too long. Alright. This one kills people quite frequently, so the best way to do it is to have free roll out. So I always stand middle, you free roll out when pull in. Makes it easier. More space. If you roll out on top of each other, you will kill each other, unfortunately, so... Anyways, hopefully they understand. They should. Spread out. Spread out. Alright, there we go. Should be good. Oh, I realised on this TP, maybe they've actually never tried this place before, but... we'll soon find out. Maybe I should have perhaps explained that a bit better. So I'm just gonna stand here, let's see if this works. Oh! Ah, close. That's unfortunate. Okay, there is. Res. Hopefully they bash while I'm resing. No, it's okay. Alright. Ah yeah, necro tanks are really good. I'm currently grinding one up. Is that really gonna kill me? Oh, tragedy. It spawned right on me. It's unlucky. I'll understand why, because I was busy rezzing. I should have backed up. My bad. Oh, good. My mistake. Hello guys as well, if you're just joined, feel free to answer any questions. Feel free to ask any questions, I'll answer them. Imagine that, you're coming in to help me out. I mean, given that I've just died though, to be honest, maybe I need a bit of help. God. That's a bit embarrassing. They're probably just gonna... Oh, they're getting their res. He needs to interrupt. That's okay. I made the classic mistake of forgetting that the spawn point for the AoE you have to move out of is based on proximity from the boss. So now that I've like been dragged in here, it will spawn back there and I'm fine. So I just made a simple mistake. But as I was saying, the best place is to stand in here for tank and let the other ones get out. Get the res up. Ah, he's getting good. Bash. And really I can just, like, you can just tank this easily. The fire AoEs aren't super threatening. Now let's move out. Drag us in. See where it's gonna spawn circles. Okay. Perfect. Haha, mate, last hit. Pierce armor for the win. You'll answer my questions, yeah, I know. My question is, how's the stream going? Is it alright? Is the quality, sound, etc. not too bad? That's the main question, actually, to be honest. If I was to have a question for everybody, it would be, how is the stream going? Obviously, first time doing it, so I expect there might be a bit of growing pain, but yeah. This skin actually looks pretty cool in the dark. Sweet. Need to wait for the roleplay to finish and then I can grab the sword to start the fight. Alright. Examine. And boop. And then the boss will spawn here. I'm not sure if we're going to do hard mode on this. They haven't really said, but maybe I'll try just get them to focus. Yeah, we'll try and get hard mode for them. Just in case they haven't done it, you know? Might be nice. At least you can just kite them around back and forth. They'll spawn based on your proximity, so you can literally just stay in a similar location the whole time. Okay. Explosion. Use a dodge roll. Nah, it's okay. Doesn't really matter if you hit by it these days. But you can dodge roll the animation there. Spawning first ghosts. Let's have a look. You can hear me clearly. Excellent. Good to know. Roll that. Oh, it's gone to him. The way the animation looked like it was sitting there. Ah, it's gone there. Get the range of it again. They just picked the same person 3 times in a row with the missile. I swear it has. Alright, what's this? Oh, these ads didn't die. Okay. Oh no. Wait. What? Force pulse, 26k. Tragedy. I swear I wasn't even in that. That is unlucky. Man. Unlucky tragedy. It's alright though. Should be recoverable. That's what I get for trivializing the content. I was like, oh, it's not gonna hit hard. Standing it. Unlucky. Tragedy. Dodge roll that at least. It is not my day. What a time to be alive. First stream and I am running it. Honestly, it makes it funnier, to be honest. Imagine that. Imagine running it on your first stream. Need to break for this. Oh wait, my food buff is also off. This probably doesn't help matters. Get reses. It's gonna interrupt him is the problem. Hopefully it channels in time. Yeah, it did. Pop Warren for next chain. Yeah. That was certainly a very smooth and well played fight by me. We got it in the end, but man, that was sloppy. Makes it funnier actually that I'm streaming it. Thank you for carry. Funny guys. Alright, I have to redeem myself now after that. My lord. Alright, one last fet. We'll see how we go. Ideally not dying to a base game dungeon, though. That's probably not ideal. Alright, redemption story time. Veteran Pit Rat Slayer. Huh. So I'm just not used to the probably like spell simming too much. Which remember that the healing is not always consistent, so my habits are probably gonna like impact the group a little bit. I say that and do it anyway. Alright. Oh, Sorc tank? Ah, yeah. Sure, mate. One sec. Just get the ads controlled for a second. So with Sorcerer tank, I'm actually going to make a new video on it, mate. Like, as in a couple days. I actually think Sorc tank's really good. And if you want, tell you what, mate, I'll hop on Sorcerer tank after this, and I'll just run through some things quickly, just to give you a rough update. My main thoughts, though, at the moment, are that Sorc tank is really strong. They have a really nice way of controlling ads, and it's like through their encase immobilization and also their bolt streak ability for like layering stun and CC. But Ruben, I'll hop on in a sec after this dungeon. It won't take long, and I'll show you what I mean. As far as like a tier list is concerned, though, I think that DK then Necromancer at the moment is probably where it's sitting at, and then I personally really like Sorcerer, so I would give them a bit of an edge. I think you do need to get Siegic Skull on though for them to feel a little bit better resource-wise. Their resource maintenance can be a little bit clunky with their default class abilities. In PvP it works fine, but in PvE the duration of the cast is a bit annoying if you have to like block or interrupt. And Ian Ruben, thanks for tuning in, mate. I appreciate your question. Any more, let me know, yeah? I'll be more than happy to go through it. We're just gonna like speed through this stuff. Get them all. I should just burn them on boss, to be honest. If everyone else is following. They following? Huh. Wait, so if you taunt them, they don't die. In the animation, like, I guess in the script, the way it's meant to happen, if you don't taunt them, they'll just die, but if you actually taunt the dwarven spiders, they live. I've never done that trick before, but the more you know. Ah, you were like shard hunting, mate. Ah, sweet. I'm glad that it said I was online. I've just started today, so I wasn't sure how it was going to work. I need to still figure out a few things, but we're getting there. And no problem, man. I'm more than happy to hop on and show you. Like, I have a tank I can play regardless of class, so pretty much anytime you want to see something, and I'm streaming, as long as I'm not on a trial or something that's going to take a while, I can hop on and show you some things. Oh, and also, mate, quickly, while you're there, I've been asking everybody that's been coming in, how's the audio? Is the music okay? Just want to make sure that I'm audible, and it's not, like, really difficult to figure out what I'm saying. Poison Cloud. It's not even worth using a war on this, like, guy, so... Yeah, solo HP instead. Sweet. Oh yeah, I do need to level the Necro, yeah. Oh, my inventory's full. Okay. All sounds great. Excellent, mate. Thank you for that. We'll just get this boss done quickly, and then I'll hop on. And actually, it's good timing. I'm glad you came in because my inventory's full, so rather than changing the inventory, I'll just swap character and not have to worry about it. And then when I log on later, I'll be like, ah, for fuck's sake, why didn't I clear the inventory? And I'll have to do that before I do whatever I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, that was a horn. Someone just beeped a horn outside my door. I don't know if that was... if people heard that. Alright, here's the ads. So this boss is fairly straightforward. It has a frontal cleave. It'll also randomly taunt onto someone else and do like an AoE. They have to kite it. You can't really taunt this back onto you. It's not consistent. I've tested like taunt shedding mechanics and it doesn't seem to work. And then there's a few other like parts to this that need to be watched out for. Language, please. Oops, sorry. Sorry for the language. It's a family-friendly stream. My bad. And this one here you just cut, but if you're tanking it, you can legit just stand here and take it to the face. But if you're DPS, like what they're doing now is correct, you just kite it away. And it's gonna follow somebody and spin shortly. Yeah, there it is, there it goes. Ooh, close. Like reinforced mask, it's not ideal. Ah yeah, the quest NPC. It's always funny that they added Terver in here. He just runs out at the end and just gets one shot like the typical bad guy. He's just... you kill his like big goon and then he runs out and gets one shot. Alright. I suppose, is there anything that's not worth anything? You know, I don't like getting rid of this stuff because it's worth a bit of money, but... you know what? I'm getting rid of the glyphs. So I can decon for purple mats. Necklace from Truth Set. Let's have a look. No, unfortunately not. Pride Morgoth. No. Alright. I don't have a vendor. Unfortunately not, mate. Unfortunately I don't have a vendor yet. I was gonna get one, yeah, but then unfortunately I saw the Alfiq vendors, like they were data mined I think, and I was really keen on getting an Alfiq like vendor. I'm waiting now, and then part of me thinks maybe it's gonna be like, you know, back in the day, they there was 2 vendors that were like these special versions that they never released. I hope it's not gonna be like that, where they're not gonna release them and they're just in the game files. So I'm kind of like, do I get one? Do I not? Do I wait? We'll have to see. Alright, I'm gonna log off anyways and get onto my Sorc. Oh, and my DK that I'm just playing now, I don't usually have that skin. It's just for the Vet Sunspire. So normally I have a nice armor set rather than Bath Towel. The Paving Towel isn't exactly the most attractive costume, but it's good for showing off stuff. Alright. I'm gonna go with, here, Plays with Pets, my Sorc. Alrighty. I'd wait for Alfiq. Oh yeah, I know mate. Oh wait, my chat's not updated, I just realised. I'm looking at the chat now, I don't have, yeah. I agree mate, the vendor is super helpful. There's no doubt about it. Half the time I'll be doing a trial, leading a trial. I'll be like, please pop vendor. And ask everyone to pop it for me so I can sell. Trying to figure out if my chat hasn't updated. I'm gonna try and fix it on the screen. 1 second. Let's have a look. Bear with me, I'm just trying to figure out how to get the chat to work again. I'm gonna reopen it. I think it should refresh the chat when I do that. At least you'd hope so. And yeah, wait for Alfiq. Yeah, look, if I can get the Alfiq mount, it would be nice. A mount? What am I saying mount for? The Alfiq, the Alfiq mount. Can you imagine what an Alfiq mount would look like? Nah, I meant wait for the merchant. Alfiq mount, man. Alright, I've almost worked now. Okay, I have the chat back. Alrighty. You'd crush the— yeah, you would, actually, you would. Alright, Ruben, are you still there, mate? It's hard for me to tell who's here and who's not. Alright, sweet mate. So, did you have any particular questions about class abilities? Or anything generally? Otherwise, I can just run through roughly what I think about the Sorc. Oh, add your attacking in Telves, mate. The tragedy. I hate that. Sometimes I go AFK, and then I'll wake up. I'm roleplaying right now. I don't wake up. I come back to the PC, and I find out that my character's dead. Happens more often than I'd like to admit. Especially if you not like nip off to make a cup of tea or something. You leave your character like you've just killed like an ad and it respawns. Oh, the pledges have reset. Perfect. So actually, I'll do these pledges. Mostly what has changed in the general rundown. Alright. So let me just show you a couple things. And actually, I will be making a video on the Sorc tank. I think, what's today? Today's Monday-ish? Yeah, Monday-ish I think for most people. Or like late Sunday. I'll probably have a Sorc tank video out in a couple days. I'm just like finishing up, figuring out all the changes. Because I still want to, so I'll explain a little bit. So, as far as like this line's considered dark magic, Absorption Field is actually a really solid ability. It's always been good. And some of the newer DLC dungeons, like Moonhunter Keep, when there's like ad waves that spawn like every say 20 or 30% boss HP, having an ultimate on your front bar just to pop it and stun them all is very helpful. I mean, a 12-second stun in PvE, assuming nobody like breaks them out of it by casting something beforehand or after the fact, it's really good. And in terms of like the heal versus the damage morph, it's really preference based. The Restraining Prison is easily one of the best Sorc abilities there. I'll show you what I mean. One sec, I'm gonna go... Do I have... Let's have a look if I have... I need to level Mage's good in this character. Everyone's killed them. No. I'm gonna go to the boss and aggro it, and I'm gonna show you something. And I'm gonna queue for the pledges, and I'll show you like more what it's like in action. As far as the main Sorc changes though, they have nerfed a couple of like the self heals from the pets. Of course, like Argonian was always good with Sorc, and Argonian's been a little bit nerfed, so that has been a little bit of a change. From memory, they did change up Bound Aegis to be a little bit better. Now, I don't know if this ability is actually that good. I've tried using it before. The problem is that you'd maybe just use a damage shield rather than this for block mitigation. If you had to choose, you just pop like a damage shield like Bone Shield or, you know, your relevant class specific one. I like Bone Shield though on Sorc just for the added utility. People can activate synergy. However, when you're using this... yeah. So... You probably want to get, you want to get Undaunted up, and I recommend Bone Surge and getting Energy Orb as well. I mean, these days, like, healers are pretty good on spamming Energy Orb. But like, for example, if you didn't want to run this, like, if you didn't want to use Bone Surge, you could just, like, run Orbs in front bar. Or alternatively, you could just swap around and... I mean, these are both pretty much back bar, but if there's many ads in a fight, you could have this front barred. It really depends. But I'm going to take damage off this ad and show you something, like, this is easily one of my favourite parts about Sorc Tank, is this, but they did nerf it in a few patches ago. They nerfed the efficacy of the heal. So I'm just going to take a heap of damage. I'm just going to AFK until the damage comes in. Takes a while. Alright, should be good enough. So like, you get Major Vitality from this, and you summon your Clan Fear. Look at that! I just healed from like 30% HP to max HP with, I mean, it cost me what? We're looking at like a 3k Magicka heal, and now you're already using Restraining Prison when you play anyways, right? It's not like you're wasting it. So you're healing your entire HP bar basically for 4k Magicka. Like, all in all. Which to me is just insane. And I'll show you a crit. I don't think that was a crit either. Let's just spam it until I get a crit. Actually my UI's changed. Nah, that's the same. A shame. My UI used to show me max values regardless. I think I have to edit it. Nowadays it only shows me the total healed, sorry, the effect healed, not the total. So let's just try and get a crit. After this I'll go into a dungeon there. I understand this is probably a bit boring. Alright. Let's try it. Summon it. No, it interrupted me. Tragic. And 27k. So 27k heal, non-crit. Basically, I think in my last video, I said that Sorcs shouldn't use pets as much because they're not great, but since then, that's definitely changed. Like, you pretty much, for any Sorc tank, you want to run Unstable Clan Fear, like, by default, and then, as far as your backburst is concerned, I really think, well, Restraining Prison you need, Silver Leash you absolutely need, and then Inner Fire once again. This, like, streak here, depending on who you talk to, some people might use this, some people won't. Realistically, this is something in a fight where you don't need movement, you would swap this out. Like on a boss, you can just swap it quickly. But I really like Bolt Streak. It's a great way of interrupting casts, stunning enemies, and also just layering it. So like this Restraining Prison lasts 6 seconds. You can then stun people after it expires for 3 seconds, and by the time the stun is expired, you can then Restraining Prison again. See, and since Restraining Prison lasts 6 seconds, you see how it's working? So your Restraining Prison, 3 seconds expiration, so you stun for 3 seconds, you then reapply it. Stuns can only be applied once every 7 seconds, so by the time the 6 seconds is over, you can then reapply your stun. So you can consistently reapply these two abilities with no downtime, which is beautiful. So, that's kind of like the TLDR of why I think Sorc Tank is really nice, just because their CC options haven't been impacted by Elsweyr. Like DK, for example, I used to just spam like Dark Talons and packs, like with my debuffs as well, and you just hold them in place. But as soon as they're out, like as soon as that expires, they'll run around a little bit. Sorcs have like a way better, I think, stun for AoE in PvE. So, yeah. That's absolutely right, mate. It's pretty much perma CC. Now, there is one thing that I might change on my Sorc Tank, which is why I haven't released a build yet, like updated. It's because part of me likes having Sword and Board both bars on the Sorc Tank, just because the stats, you have more resource available to you. However, in all honesty, I probably should swap over to Ice Staff back bar. And then I would have to swap, maybe even Restraining Prison front bar for Major Vitality. Otherwise, I'd get rid of Dark Dale. And I would swap in one of these abilities here to the front, have like Elemental Blockade on back bar for debuff application, and then go from there. But I'm really not 100%. That's what I need to think about it still, but that's kind of my idea. Otherwise, the ultimates are the same. Most of it's the same, just a pet priority in the CC. Like, this is so good, honestly. Actually, I don't know if my original video had this combination of Restraining Prison and Bolt Streak. I don't think it did, from memory. So that's a big difference. Alright. So, and then yeah, as far as like Undaunted is concerned, I'm not convinced that Bone Shield is necessarily that good just because of the stamina cost. I might consider changing it with a Psijic ability, like Deep Thoughts instead, for heal. And then just have, yeah, Flex in the other spot, depending. We can try like Energy Orb front for now. Oh, and quick sets as well, man. I'll just run through it quickly. So I run Chudan, just on Sorc Tank. Other tanks I don't. The reason is, and there's a couple reasons. So the first reason is that Sorc Tanks naturally have limited bar slot availability, just because you want to use the pet for the heal. So you're already losing 2 slots on your bar, basically. So saving a slot with Chudans is really, really nice. First off. And second off, the Sorcerer, like, major protection buffs have never been that good, in my opinion. They've always been sort of mediocre. And so, to me, it makes sense on Sorc Tank to run Chudan, while on other ones I don't. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. I'm glad. I hope you like it. I'll certainly keep in mind a couple of the things you've been asking, and I'll just... what I'll do is, I might even add a section in, which talks about major changes or, like, differences. Or like major benefits, I guess, like first off, and then I'll get into the build after, just so that like it's easier to quickly look at what's changed. So, but yeah, thanks Ruben, mate. I really appreciate you stopping by. Absolutely great. And I'm just gonna do a pledge now. I'm gonna do Elden Hollow, I think, or Volenfell. Oh, Volenfell's fun-ish. Oh, resistance-wise, where are you without buffs? So let me just take off the set quickly. Oh, that's going to impact my armor. So let's just say 1179 armor's off. So without buffs, we're sitting at... I mean, look at that. 21k, 22k. But I'll always have that up. It's 100% uptime. It's obviously the other benefit of Chudan. There's no margin for error. If I put that back on, I'm sitting at 28, 28 and 27, 800. And then you also have to factor in, most groups you'll be running with that are pretty solid will be running Combat Prayer. So you add an extra 1.5-ish. Actually, it's 1.28, I think. 1.28k. And then that puts you up to, say... We're looking at, like, 29.5 to 30k. And as a point of reference, the max resistance... like the cap in the game is 50% reduction, and you get that with 33k. So 33, you know, 1000. That's where you get your max resistances. So we're like 3k under it, 4k, which is perfectly fine. On my DK tank, I sit right at 33k. I just do that because I like it on the stats, you know? I'm kind of like old-fashioned. Back in the day, they scaled more with like your stats, like max stats, and also just your stat page itself was really important. It still is today, but like for tanking, it's not so much. But I really like having like large stat pools. So yeah. Why isn't this queued? I'm gonna try queuing for another one, not Volenfell. Maybe it's not popular. We'll try Elden Hollow too. Alright. Yeah, mate. Look, you can even... Like, I've tanked, like, many vet trials, even with just, say, 28k resistances. So that's a good 5k below cap. You can absolutely tank like that. There's no need to get to it. I just personally, in most of my tanks, not on my Sorc, but on most of them, I like it better. Yeah, mate, the queue was broken today, but I've had it working. Before you tuned in, it was actually working. My random queue, I managed to queue for 3 different places. So that was lucky. Tell you what, because I want to show you what it looks like, I'm just going to random queue, and if I get the pledge, we'll try it. Otherwise, I'll find a guild group. This was working previously. Yeah, Snuffle, right. And actually, you know what, Ruben and Snuffle? Not only was the group finder bugged, but when I was doing vet trials this morning, everybody got booted to login screen halfway through the trial, and when we logged back in, the trial had completely reset. So, today has been weird. Very odd. Yeah, I know, mate. It was a tragedy. Luckily, it was just Vet HRC, but we were just about to kill the second boss and go into the last one, and we DC. It was really weird. It wasn't like your normal DC either. Like, when it DC'd us, it just put us back to, you know, the character select screen? Normally when you DC, it puts you back to, like, the in-game login screen. But this time, we just went back to the character select. So it was very odd, to be honest. Very, very weird. Alright, so yeah. Oh, one more ad. Yeah. I've never liked the ads on this initial pull of this dungeon. I feel like they're all so spread out. But it's okay. Oh, and also stamina pot a lot of the time on your Sorc tank. I find it to be the most useful. Wait for everyone to turn up. Otherwise, tripods obviously are always good. It just depends upon your taste for expense. So yeah. New game mechanic, yeah, mate. It's like playing Russian roulette. Load into 10 trials and one group is going to be reset and lose all their progress. Sometimes ESO's like that, you know? So you can like pull this pack in, like, to the boss, but I'm just not going to do that this time. Just because with like random groups I don't... And as you can see, that stun, I can just like stun the entire pack in a line. It's very useful. And I'll show you again on this as well. Here we go. It's like if you chain them in on a line, they're gonna die pretty quick, but like you just line it up and then you can just like stun all of them and go over them like that. And then you can just move back to the negate. Should still be in the AoE, you just like stand out of the negate, you can still do, you know, your healing, casting like orbs. And one thing about Sorc tank you'll realise, mate, is that because you're first off running Chew down with my build, and second off you have pets on 2 abilities, I don't really have many active buttons that I'm pressing. So often you'll find yourself out of habit just spamming abilities for fun, basically. It's one of the things I've noticed, so. And then like you stun them and then you just like all get CC'd and they're dead. Great when there's lots of mages as well. Lots of mages casting abilities, you just stun them. And also Bolt Streak's good for this. Gotta aggro the boss quickly. I'm gonna put Warhorn here. Before someone else does. Okay, so with the like line of sighting to get the range closer, so there's like a couple things you can do. I'll show you. I'm not sure if there's a good pack in this dungeon that shows it, but if there is, I'll do it. Basically, the best way to go about ranged ads is to just run the melee to them for sorking. Otherwise, Bolt Streak is really good for line of sighting anyways, but like, aside from line of sighting, because you've already mentioned it in your comment, aside from that, you have Silver Leash, that's it. Oh! When I last made videos, I don't even know if Silver Leash was in the game, like, as it is. So this just, like, this will pull things in, just like Chains will for a DK tank. I don't even know if that was in the game when I last made my videos. It's been ages, mate. It's been like almost 2 years, I think, since I last made videos, because I've been basically what happened, so like, I'm getting distracted. One sec. Sorry, I had something on my screen. Basically, I've been busy playing other games and competing like in another pro game. So I was actually pro in a game made by Blizzard Entertainment, the guys that make WoW, for a year and a half. And that's why I stopped playing. But now that I'm done with that, that's why I'm back. And yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, I think that's right. And that's one of the reasons that I'm actually super excited when I came back. I'm like, wow. Because remember, I don't know if you watched many of my videos, mate. I think you probably did from memory. Like, a lot of the tanks were like difficult to be viable because you had to use Swarm Mother, the Swarm Mother set on like all your tanks, like that weren't DKs, and that kind of sucked. If you remember, so. Just interrupt that. These ghosts are annoying. Cast like a CC. I used to play Heroes of the Storm. It's like League of Legends, but Blizzard Entertainment made it. And I was the team captain on my team, and we competed in Australia, New Zealand, South America. I travelled international to compete as well, and I had salary from Blizzard and sponsors, and there's a bunch of stuff of me, like interviews and whatnot. So yeah, I used to do that. And I'm getting distracted again. So with this boss, there's a quick tip. With the Death's Leviathan, if you're ever tanking this one, you face it towards the walls, and when it charges, it'll just cancel its animation. You'll see what I mean in a second. See? You see that? You see how it just like stood still? That's basically how you manage a lot of the charge mechanics in this game. If you just walk towards a wall, the boss will just run into it and do nothing. So, like, not always, but like a lot of the time, you can just make things way easier for your DPS. Alright, checking for loot. No loot, time to go. Never farmed it even though I wanted to make other tanks. Yeah. And actually, one of the good things as well, like back in the day with how I used to make builds, a lot of it was like very meta focused, and like I'm still gonna have a couple of meta tank focuses, but especially on my Nightblade and my Templar tanks, I've made unique-ish builds that I'll release on the channel eventually, which I think are really fun. You've had it bugged on the wall, so with that, in my experience, when it bugs, and I need to make sure this guy's not dying. Yeah. When that boss bugs, and some of them do that, often on the first boss, so that one we did just then, or the second boss, sorry. If you stand in front of it when it charges, it can bug out and you can get stuck. Oh, hello though. Hi Deluce, how you going, mate? Is that Altivian by chance? My Warhorn? Must be. welcome, mate. Thanks for tuning in quickly. Appreciate that. It's been a while, mate. I didn't even realise you were on my channel, man. To be honest, I'm glad to see you again, though, bro. How you getting on? How's life? How is life treating you? Oh, you should... Ah, too late, whatever. I don't think they wanted hard mode anyways. Oh, another thing as well. With encasing this ability here, you can still apply it to get your vitality. So even if you're not wanting to use it, it can be helpful. And right now on this tank, I'm running Alkosh and Eben with Chudan. But to be honest, I think with Eben, it's not as good. And with this ability here, that I got knocked back by, you can opt to move out of it, but honestly, half the time, if you just have enough stamina to CC break, it's more efficient to take it. And just like, CC break every time. Like, you'll see, like, a quick CC break and the bosses don't move. As opposed to if you're like moving out, the boss will move out of the AoE, and it will make the DPS lower. So that's like a little bit of a tip. Sometimes it is better to take the damage if you can. And like, there's no chance I'm gonna die. I'm gonna cast more orbs to these guys just in case their resources are low. None of them are activating Bone Shield either. That's the problem with Bone Shield as well. Like, in theory it's a good ability, but no one ever activates the active, like the synergy, so it loses a lot of value. Okay. And so in that instance, when you don't break free, it's not quite as good. Whoa, man, he took a lot of damage there. Hi mate, how you going? Welcome, 40-something gamer. Nice to have you here. Once again, if you have any questions, guys, I'm more than happy. Any class, any tank. I'm still working on the Necromancer, mind you, but let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And also, more than happy to hop on a tank and talk you through it. So yeah. Life is peachy, man. Didn't notice. Oh yeah, mate. Your main's a Healplar. Nice, nice. Ultivian man, glad to hear you're going well. That's good, mate. Yeah, I've actually moved from Perth as well, man. I'm not even in Perth anymore. So, so your main's a Healplar. How long you been playing for? 40-something, mate. How long you been going for? I've been playing since 2014, to put that into perspective, so I've been here forever. I've been playing the game for way too long. Someone get light? Oh, the hat? Let's have a look if I can help this guy out with a hat. I did indeed. Where is he? Mate? I have one. Trade me. There we go. Light hat. Excellent. Well, that's that sorted. I'm going to see if the finder's going to work for something else. We'll see. Since beta. Yeah. A few months. WoW refugee. Ah, mate. True, true. So how are you finding the game so far? What CP are you at if you've just started for a few months? I know you can level up pretty quickly these days, though. And yeah, Ruben, I was going to say, with the beta, man, I don't know, for me, it's funny. I think with any game that you play long enough, I think back to 2014 when the game came out, and technically, it was a worse game in some ways. But I have really good memories of that time, and I always think back, and think, oh man, I wish I could go back a little bit, and just relive some of the 2014 days. CP 340. Okay. And how are you liking it, mate? I know, I've heard stories about WoW. I haven't really played much, to be honest, but how are you liking ESO? Do you guys want to do something else? More? dungeons. Release without the bugs would have been fun. Yeah, Ruben, mate. I agree. I think, you know, there's a bit of cherry picking in my memory. I think there was like when the game first came out, the quests. The quests were bugged as well. Yeah, sure. The community is awesome. Yeah, mate, honestly, quite a lot of the ESO community is super friendly. It's, yeah. It's always been pretty good, and it's grown a lot since I've been here. Yeah, I've heard that the, like, current game is in a bad place, but then I see a lot of people are, like, hyped up for Classic. Like, WoW Classic, I've seen so much, and I can kind of understand it, because if somebody said to me ESO Classic, if ESO Classic came out in like 6 years and it had like none of the bugs, I might be like, oh yeah, I'll give that a try. And the crafting in ESO is really good. The only thing is it'll take a lot of time, but on the bright side, because ESO crafting takes so long, it actually adds a bit of value to it. Because if you can just max up your crafting within like a couple weeks, there's no like need for a master crafter, really. But if it takes you like half a year to get it all complete, or even longer, then there's actually value to that, because then you can offer services to people. So I do like the fact that ESO's crafting takes longer. Netch's jewelry. Once again, I should probably focus on focus on this. Man, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, but like bolt streaking all those ads and stunning them all, just, I love it. There's something about it that just makes me happy. It sounds so stupid, but like, trust me, there's something super satisfying about stunning all those ads. It's great. Are we gonna skip? They want to do it. They want to do it. Alright, we're not gonna skip. We're gonna do it instead. It's fine. You better dodge roll, otherwise you're going to end up as food. Bash that. Grab aggro on that. And aggro on that. We're good. Yeah, mate, the motifs as well, that's always fun. There's so many now. And actually, that reminds me, when they added the outfit system to the game, so you could actually change how your armor looked, that was a super good thing as well. It really added to all the motifs and stuff. Like, for a long time, in the game, you had like all these cool different styles, but you could only actually use the style that your set dropped in, or you would have to use a costume you had to buy. Like it's way better now than it used to be. That's for sure. You can aggro that as well. The thing with this is, like, to do these dungeons effectively, you really want to be running through and grabbing all of the ads and stacking them behind the wall. But with runs like this, where you're just playing with people that you don't know that well, it's easier just to take it slow. The Sapiarch motif, yeah. Like, we're probably just going to kill these ads here, as an example, but you can actually just... Like, we'll stack them here, but you can honestly... Ah, that's stun, man. I love stunning ads like that. It's so nice. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. It's all together, stunned. It's great. Yeah, the customization's way better. Way, way better. Alright. And with these ads here... Actually, this is Darkshade 1, never mind. On Darkshade 2, you can despawn the ads by running to the boss. On Darkshade 1, you cannot. So, you have to kill them. Which is fine. Why didn't I go through? Cool. Oh wait, I'm thinking to myself, why is my stamina going down so much? And I look at my food buff and I realise that I've not even been properly set up. Classic. So 40-something gamer, mate. did you have any questions about the game since you've been playing? Anything that comes to mind? Maybe if you're thinking about a new tank, for example, or maybe, yeah, just anything generally speaking. I'm happy to help out if there's something. With these ads at spawn, I can't dodge all that either. I wanted to try it. With these ads at spawn, there's like they just die so quick and respawn fast. There's no much like you really have to worry about, honestly. A lot of the newer, like the older stuff like this, you can just trivialize it a little bit. Okay, and he's always going to move, by the way, with this boss. Like, and you can try and let's say like run back and he'll follow you. But once again, some of these bosses, they don't respond nicely to typical like ways of dealing with it. So, yeah. Generally speaking, you just have to accept that the boss will move. Tanking is a big responsibility. I mean, it can be. Depends on the content, man. Like, a lot of this stuff that is fairly... How would I say it? I mean, probably in WoW, mate, you've experienced this yourself, yeah? In WoW, I imagine there was lots of content when it first came out, super difficult, like, really hard. And then as time went on, it became easier and easier as, like, you leveled up and geared up. To the point that even if like an enemy hit a DPS, they wouldn't do that much damage just because of the scaling. It's sort of similar like that in this game. Things do scale a lot better in this game because it's all of the content is max level, as you probably are familiar with. But certainly the like older content, it just doesn't hit as hard, and it never will, unless they do another big rebalancing. They did that with one Tamriel. So, oh. Yeah, just gonna pull them here with the ads, because if they're melee, you can often just grab all of the melee ads and they'll just follow the group. So it's like perfect to do it like this. Like, and they're all in place, like chilling out. You stay with them down. Oh, and you wanna know a completely pointless? I mean, I'm gonna tell you anyways. See these, those Dwemer spiders that despawn when you attack the boss, you see how they died straight away? Like, you can actually taunt the Dwemer spider before it dies at max range, and it'll actually stay alive. So you can fight the Dwemer spiders. Save a life, actually. You could get somebody to taunt it and hold it out away from the boss, and then you could save the Dwemer spiders. That's a completely pointless fact, though. Like, that's like the most obscure thing you'll never need to know. But I just thought I'd mention it. Nip up Warhorn. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. That's just the nature of MMOs, isn't it? Something goes wrong, it's like, okay, I'm playing DPS, who can I blame? I'm playing tank, who can I blame? I'm playing, you know what I mean? You always, it changes, like, based on what you're playing. You get that quite a lot. It's just a part and parcel of MMOs, but I think ESO is not that bad. Random group finder can be. Still trying to find spell power cure to drop with the right traits. Ah, the transmute crystals, yeah mate. The funny thing about transmute crystals is, when you start off, I absolutely feel how you feel. I came back after a break and they just added it in, and it felt like you were getting so little. So I mean, like, the main ways you get it, you do your dailies for Undaunted, as in like the pledges. Then, like, do a random battleground, and then you'll get, like, the legendary crystal. And you do that once a day. And then you can do trials, and when you complete the trial quest for the first time, you get 5 crystals on Vet. Like, those main 3 ways are, like, the way to get it consistently, but it's certainly not a lot. You need to get lucky. Because, the legendary crystal, I think it's, Hey guys, is this right? Our legendary transmute crystals, when you open them, are 4 to 25 range. Anywhere from 4 crystals to 25. I think that's the number. I'm fairly sure. But yeah, what I will say to finish off is that it feels a lot better eventually, mate. You keep getting 200. Yeah, when you start off and you need all your gear, it feels like you have no crystals, and then you'll get to a point where you're like, what do I do with them? So, yeah. Alright. Pull these ads in. Okay. Can stun them, and then I can reapply. See what I was talking about? Ruben, if you're still watching, I stunned them into like the reapply straight away. It's like the perma CC. That was like a good example right then. Yeah, you do. Absolutely. That's what I meant with the random battleground. Or just like doing PvP generally, you get way more. Oh, the chest. Ah, yeah, that's what they're stopping for. I don't know why they haven't added a PvE way of getting a golden geode to open for the transmute crystals. Any niche? No. But yeah, absolutely, PvP. Just like get in there once a day, get your legendary geode, 4 to 25 crystals per opening. That's the best way to like do it with little time investment. Otherwise, you just have to grind. Alright. Now on this boss, it's fairly straightforward. So this AoE will get cast on one player, and they just have to kite it. Tanks can just stand in it. The little Dwemer spiders at the back there will empower the boss and heal. And you just have to... You can either ignore them or kill them, it doesn't really matter. And then the boss will also have like a spinny attack and a kernel. You just have to kite them. You'll probably see the spinny attack soon. Oh, that's a heavy attack. Come on, do the spinny attack. Ah, that's the kernel attack. Alright, do the spinny attack. Come on, another kernel. Huh, it's not spinning at all. It's very interesting. Still watching, yeah, the CC part really does help. Yeah. Also, no, absolutely right, yeah, no, mate, trust me, making a tank, it's really fun, and the added benefit is, tank and healers, easy queues. White Gold Tower farming? Ah, yeah, man. White Gold Tower, it's one of those places that can be really frustrating, but as soon as you get a solid group together, it feels really quite straightforward. But actually, they made it... I found it with random groups on White Gold Tower. The planar inhibitor, so the second final, like the boss just before the last one, with the, you know, the fire atronic, that could be tough, but they nerfed it. They got rid of the infinite dot application. So it can only... I think it stacks up to like 8, is it? It doesn't have infinite stacks anymore, so the tank, if you have a good tank, they can just AFK. Just AFK. What I mean is they can just hold it. I sound a bit silly, they can just AFK. Do you think it's... Yeah, man, it was. Crazy when White Gold Tower first came out. Do you think it's worth... I think they want to do their boss. Oh, Master Chest, nice. Do you think it's worth making one toon per roll, or have one toon for all 3 rolls? So, okay, there's a couple answers to this. First off, would be no, generally speaking. The second answer would be, if you have a class you really like and it's your main character and you want to get as many achievements as possible, then yes. But you will have to grind a lot for skill points before you can really, like, reasonably have enough skill points to, and I should go help these guys. Sorry, I'm answering questions. I should tell them that. Maybe not. Maybe they get even more annoyed. But if you have enough skill points and enough, and you really want to have one main, then yeah, do it. But for like, you don't want to do that for most characters. Just for like one you really like, if you're sure about it. Otherwise, if you want an example of how I do things, I have 6 tanks. I used to have 2 of the same tank for a while, but then I got rid of it, but as in same class. So I have 6 tanks, which cover the classes, and then I have 2 DPS, and I have 1 healer. And I have every class reflected within that. But the only one that I ever like had multiple roles was on my main tank, so Low Turk. I would either do DPS or tank on it, which I did for like Vet Maelstrom Arena, for example. And then there was also Terea. So actually Terea was my first character, a Stamina Khajiit Nightblade. But I stopped playing her properly like quite a while ago. I moved over to Low Turk when I started making YouTube, and I started tanking in Vet Trials. It was kind of what I did. So, oh, and on that note, if you're still here, 40-something man, I can't see the chat that well. If you are here, please let me know. Anytime. I'm more than happy if you want to add me in game to help you out with some White Gold Tower if I'm on. Because right now I'm doing dungeons, right? I could easily be playing with you. You know what I mean? So, happy to help out anytime. Anytime. Sure. And for anyone else that's watching as well that maybe is just hanging out, welcome. Any questions you have about tanking, about the game, about life's deepest questions, yeah, I'm more than happy to help to answer, and yeah. Hopefully keep the stream chill. First day streaming, by the way. Still lots to figure out, but like I need to get a webcam at some point. Probably need to work on the titles a bit more. Yeah, maybe also a bit more notice for people that follow the channel. Yeah. So, it's been a while since I've played as well, so I imagine a lot of my subscribers at the moment will be like, what's going on? He's been away for like 10 years, and he's suddenly back making videos and streaming. And I did just make a video the other day. It's for new tanks. It's like, basically, it's a new tank video. I put it out yesterday. It just covers 3 main topics. Like, if you had never tanked before, and you wanted to know how to tank, in 9 minutes, that covers all of it. So, yeah. That's what I did yesterday, and I'd recommend having a look if you're starting out. I think it's quite helpful. Oh yeah, Ruben mate, grinding on Daunted isn't so bad honestly, but grinding Sigic Order and grinding Sky Shards is definitely the most difficult part unless you just want to spend some money on Sky Shards. I think that Mage's Guild and Undaunted is less bad. Less bad. It's more manageable in my opinion, but I think that's based on preference, to be honest. The reason I say that... Yeah, thanks mate. Glad you enjoyed it. I tried to, with my recent video, I tried to produce it a bit more with better editing quality. How did you find it? Like, if you were to say, if I was to ask you what was your opinion on it, as far as like how it was put together, did you think it was put together well, or would you have like any pointers? Like, oh, I would have liked it if you did something a bit differently. Oh, 40-something gamer, finding Sky Shards on console is a pain with no mods. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. I really... That sucks, man. That is tough. You would have to, like, have, like, a map up on your screen, or, like, on another monitor, and just have it, like, open. You know? Oh, sorry, Ruben. What I was asking you was, in the recent video, I've changed over to new software for recording and editing, and I just wanted to ask you if you thought it was pretty well put together, or whether you had any, like, points of criticism or critique as far as what I could improve. Oh, you have a laptop next to you, yeah. Map on your phone? Yeah, map on the phone works as well, mate, that's the way. Alright. Everybody's ready? They want to skip this, do they? Actually, I don't think they do. I was like thinking they're gonna like skip and like getting excited, you know? That would have been a tragedy. Once again, at some point I will stream like with a pre-made group and we will like blitz through some content and I'll show you how to like really clear stuff efficiently. For now it's just like chilling, man, you know? Chilling out. I do like Volenfell though. The reason I like it is because I think the packs are way nicer as far as how they're how they spawn in. Super chill to keep them all in one spot. That guy's run past. Pull him in. you would have to rewatch it. Ah man, it's not a problem, mate. It always like just casually interested. And if, like, you know, I appreciate you checking it out, man. So, don't worry about it. Gonna warhorn. Alright, the lion is gonna fear me. And also, the other reason I'm not a big fan of using a certain ability, which is Bone Shield, is because your stamina just gets absolutely nuked so quickly. So, I'll probably replace Bone Shield with a Psijic ability. I think Deep Fox, I'll probably replace it with that. I think that would be far more useful, and it'll also fix the resource issue generally. Okay, applying Alkosh. And the ads are dead. Nice. What else aggroed? Oh, was there one ad that, like, bugged out? Yeah, it did. Let's run that. That's very unusual. I mean, yeah, you can use Dark Exchange. I just personally don't like the clunkiness of it. I just find it clunky. But you can, yeah. Sorc, like, it's a perfectly fine ability. I just personally don't like how it makes the character feel. That's pretty much it. It's as simple as that. Honestly, like, it just requires, like, to make up for it, you just have to heavy attack more. But Deep Thoughts is I think, probably the solution. We'll see. I might try, the Fear. Tragic. Looks kind of interesting. It flows him back into the fire. He spawned and he dies. Poor guy. After this boss, I need to change the setting as well. Should I not Purify? It's not coming through for the Alkosh proc. I'm just gonna proc it now before it expires. Just checking something, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Just alt tabbed for now. Cover what I'm looking for. Bizarre. Alright, I'm back. They're probably thinking like, what have I done? Oops, wrong way. That's okay, they're just killing ads. Catch up. I was looking for a setting and I was like, couldn't find it, so I'll do it later. Alright. Oh, jewelry crafting to max was super easy for me. I didn't really find it that hard at all. What I did was just, I mean nothing special, right? I just quested and did content on my main character because my main is my crafter. So, I have so many skill points on Low-Turk that I just craft on it as well. So I just went around and did quests, and every time I got jewelry, regardless of quality, for like, as long as I didn't need it, you know, I would just decon it, and I must have got 50 jewel crafting within, honestly, it took like no time at all. It must have been within a couple weeks I was max. It didn't take any time. And I wasn't trying to level it, you know? It wasn't like I was aiming to level it, I just did it by getting drops. I don't really have any advice other than that, man. For me it was super chill. I didn't really focus on it. If you're trying to power level it, I think that the intricate jewelry pieces are pretty expensive. I almost feel like it's better just to do content that drops jewelry. Like, do dolmens, yeah? Like, dolmens drop heaps of jewelry. Or, like, just do any dungeon boss which is guaranteed to drop jewelry, like at the end of bosses, you know? Or, I mean, I guess they're not guaranteed. Often it's jewelry and weapons, so it can be a bit tricky. And pull us back in. Yeah, dolmens, yeah. That's the first thing that came to mind, man, when I was thinking about it. I personally never did really farm it, but I think dolmens make a lot of sense. You barely have her at 15. Huh. And have you been deconning all qualities of jewelry? Or have you been... what have you been deconning? Like what level? You know, like CP 160 stuff, or, you know? I mean, I'm guessing it must be 160 if you're farming it. It must be max. Oh yeah. Mate, the real benefit of Sorc tank is this. You zoom fast. What have I done? Oh my... I just... oh my god. I wanna go die. Maybe I can res them. Oh, that's too funny, man. That's way too funny. I want to get that res. We'll get that res for him. What have I done? No, he's... No! Live! Mate, this is a good tank. No! I want to pull the boss away, not them res. This is... This boss fight gone wrong, let me tell you. This is a tragedy. I'm gonna CC them. And res. Mate, this is... Look at this recovery. Ruben, mate, I tell you what. This is... We're recovering it. I tell you what, we are... Oh no, he's dead! We were recovering it, we were. Alright, I'm gonna hope he reses. Don't die! You're scaring me. Alright, I'm gonna get a negate. And then, when these As are down... Man, what a fiesta, honestly. I've never seen it go this bad. Alright, now we can recover. Now we're talking. Now we can get the recovery. Mate, we've recovered it. I'm not flaming anyone actually. Flaming in 3, 2, 1? Nah, we recovered it. Beautiful, we did it. We absolutely got the recovery. We did it. And yeah, once again, good survivability test. I just sat there and healed to full. It's easy peasy. That looks really cool. Look at that tooltip underneath the unstable construct's name. It looks super sick. Whatever that is. Looks really cool. In my defense, when I did that, I didn't kill them. I just went through really quickly to grab the ads and the boss. It didn't actually kill them. That was something completely different. Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, Ruben. Me going through so quickly probably made them think it was, like, entirely safe to do that, yeah. To be fair. I kind of did bait them a little bit. The thing is with Bolt Streak as well, being teleportation effect, you can kind of, like, teleport through the, through the AoE without getting hit, so... Let's try and maximize our parse. If you ever want to like try and do damage as a tank, if you're ever like doing content that is not super difficult, you just need to get like used to like auto attack, like ability blocking, like at the same time. It's like bashing. It's like you'll see like 3 different things come up. So it's a way to like maximize your damage. Not that I did any damage, like 4.6k. Super low. Oh, here's a question actually. Do you think I should leave my streams up on like the channel for people to watch if they're interested, or just get rid of them after I've done every time? I really don't know, like, is this interesting to people. I feel like watching it like after it's live is not as interesting as if like, you know, you're in the chat talking. You know what I mean? I feel like it's way more interesting when you're actually there, when it's live, you know? Right, they want to fight over here. Okay, we can fight it here. Oh, I see. They want to cheese the mechanic. I understand. He's cutting it, it's fine. It's dead. I don't normally do this strategy, but since they wanted to, I just opted to it. The actual fight itself is not too complicated. It's much easier to just stack them all and burn them, but there's no dramas. Nice. Let's finish off the last one. I'll check chat after this is dead. Even this does like no damage. Cool. Edit out sections, use advertisement or live. I'd say post it, to be honest. Some of the little details helpful. Yeah, I might do, yeah. The only part I'm like super concerned about is like if the stream is really quiet and there's nobody really watching, then it's kind of me just like playing and chilling out and I'm not really saying much, you know? So I'll probably just make sure that I'm always talking regardless. Like just explaining things as I do it probably makes it worthwhile, I'd say. Explaining certain fights or mechanics as I go is probably the way to go if nobody's in chat. Like right now, for example, the past half hour, like hour, has been really good because I've just had questions, you know, we've had like lots of discussions, so it's been great, but it can be quiet sometimes. Alright, I'm looking at the time, it's getting close to dinner. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do one last dungeon, I'm then going to sort that out, and I'm probably going to tinker with the stream till I'm happy with it, and then possibly I will do a stream later, but I actually might just get real life stuff sorted and stream tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not decided yet. I just realised I'm muted. What a tragedy. All I was going to say is that, you know, 2 AM is a bit late for sure. I've been staying up too late myself. I'm trying to get to bed like by 12, but maybe 1 is kind of my... yeah, just depends when I have to get up. TeamSpeak. And I was going to say TeamSpeak is a blast from the past. Reminds me of like... when was TeamSpeak super popular? Like... I think a good 10 years. Like, mid to late 2000s and like up to 2014 or something. I don't know if like, because I'm streaming, there's a little bit of lag, but I swear I chained this guy and I swapped bars and it didn't go through. It's not a super big deal, but it is nice to have responsive controls. Let's have a look. Is this all gonna run in? Well, for all, please. He's aggroing that first, yes to roll. Perfect. Nice. Cool. Oh, not really? A few guilds still use it. It was before my last hiatus that I was in a guild. Or 2 that used it. I mean, yeah, well, I guess more what I meant is like, I'm fairly sure when as I was gaming like demos the first time, like every guild, like everyone used TeamSpeak. Or like, what was it called, Ventrilo? Yeah, Ventrilo and TeamSpeak were like super popular. And I think it's changed a little bit since then. But I do get what you mean, like, I guess it's, yeah, still used. Oh, has that stun already been activated? Ah, of course it has. Yeah, when you chain them into like the Nova, they can't be CC'd again. It's unfortunate, but... oh shit, don't die. Just getting ready to like pop my other ult for healing. Panicking for him. When the inventory is full, it's a tragedy. Sorry about that.
Maybe we should go to another planet because Earth is kind of strange.
Now it's Discord. Speaking of which... oh mate, I have a Discord. I have a Discord channel for my guild in game that I run, where like everyone can come in. Don't want to chill out. I don't know. Maybe I should make a Discord just for YouTube, like just for that. Maybe I'll do that. What do you reckon? Would you prefer to have like be part of like a guild Discord, which is also like for that, or would you prefer just to have a Discord that is like just for the videos and stuff, so you like, you know, I can post updates. I'm not fussed. Or you know, like, getting groups and stuff when I'm streaming, and like, you know, I'm not fussed. We're gonna aggro this stuff and then kill it. And then drop down. I should dodge rolled that. Not a big deal there. Life goes on. Life goes on. Yeah. Snuffles in the guild. It's, yeah, progression casual. And we like do vet trials as well, so like we do all the content in the game. We're not gonna do a skip. These guys, I'm not gonna. Yeah, we'll do. You can do a skip there, but it's all good. That'd be why you're a pro tank. That would be why you're a pro tank. They're being nice in the chat right now. They're being super nice. Hey Ribbon mate, why aren't you so nice to me? Like Eldersley here is like he's giving me all the praises. Like, all I get from you is complaints, mate. I'm just joking though, of course. I'm just kidding. At that point, Ribbon never came back. Mate, come back. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Alright, hold on. Roll that? Yeah, I rolled it, sweet.
Maybe we should go to another planet because Earth is calm.
Yeah, mate, I know, I'm bad. I must admit, I'm very rude. Yeah, the pro tank god. Moving things out of AoEs when he shouldn't. Because he pressed a button that he shouldn't have. Now, I'll give you the long. Okay, now I won't give you. I'll give you the semi-long story to that. So when I first started playing this game, I'd come right out of Skyrim. I was like super into like bow using sneaky like characters. I made Terea, my first character, which is the Samana Nightblade, Khajiit, and I was like super into that. And I DPS'd for a while, and then Cradle came out and the first trials came out. And at that point I realised that my bow, Khajiit, do you remember 2014 stamina like bow users? Like the damage was not good. Like the damage was really not good. And so basically, instead of playing something that I felt was really not in a good place, I decided to move over to tank because I was really focused on like the hardcore trials at that point. So I roll swapped to something that was more effective, basically. That's what I picked in the end. Something that was more effective for raids. And do I regret it? No, I mean, part of me is sad that I don't really get to play my main character, because Terea was my main, even on like questing and stuff, for ages. I only recently changed. So I lost a lot of progress. He's okay, good roll. Yeah, bow builds were not, yeah. Nowadays, stamina bow and like, you know, sword and dual wield, stamina bow and dual wield is like all the, you know, that's meta. Back then though, bows were not good. Were not good. Alright. My inventory's full, but honestly, I don't mind. So yeah, I did that, and then I started raid leading Night Fighters and on Daggerfall Covenant, and we did really well. We had like some of the best times on NA for our faction. Like we were clearing Vet AA and Vet HRC in 9 minutes. 9 minutes, like, or 8 minutes 30 was really quick, you know? We're clearing those Vet trials so fast. And pretty much up until I quit and took a long break, I was just hardcore raiding in the game, tanking and raid leading. Depending on how people feel, I might stream a trial that I'm leading, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't want to be like one of those guys that forces people to like, oh, by the way, I'm streaming, and by the way, you have no choice, you know? Like, I always want to make sure people are cool with if I'm streaming, you know? standing here. Chill out. I actually kind of like this boss. I like the visual aspect of changing like from dangerous AoEs to like red. It's kind of cool. I just realised what I said. What I meant to say is I like how it changes from being dangerous to going safe and then back and forth. It's a nice mechanic and it looks good. Shame that the boss is in a dungeon and not in a trap. Huh. Yeah. I mean, the guild, like, good tanks are hard to find, and... Oh, fuck, that guy just died. That's a tragedy. Sorry, I was looking at chat. He's gonna... Poor guy. Okay. For some reason I found it way too funny that I was looking at chat and the thing spawned and the guy got one shot. I shouldn't find that funny. It's bad. Yeah. So good tanks are hard to come by, and I had a group of friends who were... They had like a tank that used to play with them a lot, and he was like not playing as much, so it just happened that I slotted in, and I initially made my Dragon Knight tank Low Turk to be a DPS, because Magicka DKs back then were insane. Like, they were one of the highest DPS in the game, and I started off doing that, and then eventually I became a tank once it was needed. So, yeah. That's the story. Here you just drag them all in and AoE them down. Just heal through this. Totem can die. There we go. Okay, I'll stun him. Yeah. I think most people do want to DPS, man. And my Magicka DK's DPS was good. I mean, the class was good. It was fun. And I still have a Magicka DK. I just made a new one because I like Low Turk tanking mainly. So I made a new Magicka DK and I've played a lot of that. And I mean, I don't do super good damage, but I can pull 45k or something in a raid. I would say 45k single. My gear's a bit outdated now though, so I would need to upgrade some gear. But now I just like tanking generally, just because I enjoy the responsibility with the mechanics. And also with raid leading, I've always liked raid leading, and I think that a raid leader is best if they are a tank or a healer. Because with the good DPS rotations are really intensive, you have to be really constantly perfecting it. And there's not much downtime to focus on too much, in my opinion. With tanking, the rotations can be intensive, but typically you have more room to call things out because you're typically dealing with the mechanics it's your role to deal with the mechanics, so even if you are under pressure, you're paying attention to it just as part of your role. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, hopefully that kind of answers your question properly. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm also going to try and stream much earlier in future. I'm going to try and stream for USA night, I think, like, let's just say from like 7 PM onwards, USA. I know that California versus like East Coast is way different, but I think most of the people that watch what I do are from America, so streaming at this time for me is like, most of the people that watch my stuff are like offline, you know? So I think I'm going to try to do that, so that way you'd have to stay up to 2 AM. Like, staying up to 2 AM, man, oh, yeah. Crazy, crazy, but I'm very, very happy that you did. I appreciate you coming by, man. Really appreciate it.
A star is adrift and free. When day comes, it floats into space, like a spirit amazed in a wider paradise. Paradise, paradise, paradise,
These little like light things have to be interrupted every like 5 seconds, basically. They're a little bit annoying, but yeah, they get reset every stomp, so it's not too bad. Yes, so you are. I just like that it can be hard to kill. Yeah. Thanks, hard to kill. Yeah, that's good. ESO, my main is a mag. What do you mean by that, mate? In ESO, your main is a Sorc DPS. Oh, I understand. Now I get it. In ESO, okay, I got it. In ESO, your main is a Sorc damage. Fair enough. I was thinking like you meant ESO logs, that's why I wasn't reading it properly. Alright, man. Ruben, thanks so much for coming along, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, 7 PM, I think that's the plan. Have a good sleep, mate. And once again, big thanks. I'll see you around. And I'm probably done with the stream anyways, so bye to anyone else that was chilling out. I'll see you around next time. See ya. Bye-bye.